Everyone says Disney's prices are out of control in 2026. Is a week at Disney World really $10,000 now? Well, we've crunched the numbers for tickets, hotels, and food to show you exactly what the bill looks like in 2026 to help you stay one step ahead of everyone else in the parks. Up next. Welcome aboard. I'm Don B from Eat Sleep Disney, and after decades of trips to Disney World, we know how to budget to visit the House of the Mouse. So in this video, we're tracking two families dollar by dollar to show you exactly what a 2026 Disney trip costs, where the money goes, and which expenses are worth it versus which ones bleed your budget dry. Alright, so let's meet our two families. Both are coming for 6 nights, spending 5 days in the parks, summer of 2026. They're 2 adults, 2 kids, age 7 and 10. They're flying from the East Coast, so flights won't be as expensive, say, coming from New Mexico. Family A is budget conscious. They're staying at All-Star Movies, a value resort that offers solid Disney theming at the most affordable price point. They're doing mostly quick service meals, skipping the park hopper add-on, and being strategic about where they spend their money. Family B wants more experience and convenience. They're staying at the Caribbean Beach, a moderate resort that's on the Skyliner, which gives them quick access to Epcot and Hollywood Studios. They've got bigger rooms and better dining options. They're adding table service meals, including one character dining experience, and they're splurging on park hopper tickets so they can bounce between the parks. Now here's the thing, neither family is going crazy. They're not staying at the Grand Floridian or the Polynesian, or eating at Victoria and Albert's every night. These are normal families trying to have a great trip without going to debt. So regardless of who you are, where you're staying, or where you're from, every family that goes to Disney World needs to buy tickets. They're the foundation of your entire trip. And in 2026, Disney's dynamic pricing system means you could pay wildly different amounts depending on when you visit. This is why your travel dates matter more than almost anything else. For a 5-day ticket in mid-July of 2026, you're looking at about $670 per adult for a standard base ticket, and kids ages 3 to 9 run about $640. So for our test family of 4, which consists of 2 adults, a 10-year-old, and a 7-year-old, you're actually going to have to buy 3 adult tickets and 1 kid's ticket. So family A will be spending $2,620 on that 5-day base ticket. Now to get a park hopper is about $80 extra per person for summer 2026. So that's an extra $320 for our family B. So their total jumps to approximately $2,940. But here's what most people don't realize, and this is huge. If you shift your trip to early September instead of middle July, those same tickets drop dramatically. In early September, adult-based tickets are around $550. That's $120 less per person. Kids' tickets are about $525. So family A could save $460 just on tickets. So let's put this in perspective. If you went during Christmas week instead of summer, those adult-based tickets jump to about $800 each. So you can see when you go to Disney really can impact your budget. Which brings us to the question, is the park hopper actually worth it? Well, if you have young kids, 10 or under, probably not. Families with little ones are often too tired by mid-afternoon for another park. You're better off adding an extra day for less money. However, if your kids are older, or you're an adult couple, park hopping is great. You can have more flexibility, like sleeping in, hitting Epcot for the World Showcase, and then hopping to Magic Kingdom for the fireworks. It's not that the park hopper is bad, it's about knowing your family's pace. But in this instance, especially if you're new to Disney World, we say skip it, save your money. We have our tickets, let's move on to hotels. This is where your budget can either stay manageable or completely explode. Family A is staying at All-Star Movies, a value resort. In the summer of 2026, you're looking at about $180 to $200 per night for a standard room, depending on the promotion. We'll use the lower end at $180 per night. 6 nights at All-Star Movies is roughly $1,080 plus tax, which brings it to about $1,185. So family A's running total is now $3,805 for tickets and hotels. Family B is staying at Caribbean Beach Resort, a moderate resort, which has a rack rate anywhere from $340 to $360 per night peak season. But you can often find deals and promotions where the rooms are around $300 per night, sometimes even less. In fact, at the time of this recording, there was a current promotion on Disney's website where the hotel was $209 per night for our test week in July. But we'll just use $300 per night for our estimate. So 6 nights at the Caribbean beach is $1,800 plus tax, which brings it to $1,980. So Family B is now running $4,920 for that hotel and tickets. And we haven't even gotten to food yet. One question we're often asked is, should you stay off-site? Because sure, you can definitely find hotels that are cheaper than the Disney hotels, but do they actually save you money? Once you factor in transportation and parking, you're either renting a car, taking share rides, or relying on some hotels' unreliable bus transportation. For many, that cuts into your savings. Plus, you're giving up early theme park entry, which lets you into all 4 theme parks every day 30 minutes before guests staying off-site. This easily saves you hours every single day as you get to walk on the most popular attractions before the rest of the crowds. So with Disney's free transportation, early theme park entry, and other perks of staying on property, we say they're worth at least $100 per night in time savings and convenience. So if you find an off-site hotel that's $100 cheaper per night and you factor in all these costs, probably not going to save you any money. Now here's our little insider tip to help you save money with hotels. Don't pay extra for a preferred room. Preferred rooms are closer to the main buildings at value resorts and moderate resorts. You're never in your room during the day, and the walk to the lobby is maybe an extra 5 minutes. Spend that money at staying at a resort with better transportation. Whether that's a Skyline resort like the Caribbean Beach or Art of Animation, or a monorail resort if you can swing it. The time you save on transportation is worth way more than being a little bit closer to the food court or the lobby. Now look, we know this is a lot. Resort categories, ticket options, promotions, transportation. It can get overwhelming fast. That's why we recommend, whether you're going to Disney for the first time or it's been a while, you work with an authorized Disney vacation planner. Now, Heidi and I are not travel advisors. That's why we partner with Mouse Fan Travel for our own Disney trips. We love working with our travel consultant Blair, who handles all of this for us. Tracks the promotions, which resorts have the best value for specific dates, and help us figure out what makes the most sense for our family to get the best available price. And the best part is, their services are completely free. So scan the QR code on screen or use the link in the description to connect with Mouse Fan Travel, and don't forget to tell them that Don from Eat Sleep Disney sent you. You have your hotel and you have your tickets. Family A has a running total of $3,805, where Family B is at $4,920. So let's talk about food, because this is where families get absolutely destroyed if they're not paying attention. Here's the harsh reality. A single quick service meal at Disney in 2026, burgers, fries, and a drink, runs about $15 to $20 per adult, and kids' meals are around $9 to $12. So if you're Family A and doing mostly quick service for all 3 meals, that's $225 per day. So over 6 days, that's $1,350 just on basic meals. No sit-down restaurants, no character dining. But wait, need to add snacks. Because this is Disney after all, and it wouldn't be a trip without Mickey ice cream bars, popcorn, or of course, Dole Whip. Those snacks are between $6 and $9, so if you get a couple each day, you're adding another $100 to your trip. Now, Family B wants to do some table service meals. Let's say they're doing one nice sit-down dinner every other day, so 3 total, and 1 character meal at a place like Chef Mickey's or Topolino's Terrace. Table service dinner at, say, Skipper Canteen or the Hollywood Brown Derby is going to run about $30 to $50 per adult and around $15 to $25 for kids. So let's estimate $140 per meal. At 3 meals, $420. Character dining is where it gets expensive. Character meals can usually be between $60 and $70 for adults and around $40 per child. So about $200 for that family of 4. So Family B does 1 character dining for $200, plus those 3 table service meals, which cost them around $420, and the remaining quick service meals at $1,050 plus $100 in snacks. They're spending $1,770, which is $300 more than Family A, which in total is spending $1,450. So let's take a minute, pause. Of course, you need to eat while you're at Disney World, but eating all your meals at your hotel and the parks are costly. But there's a strategy that can save you hundreds of dollars. Having groceries delivered to your hotel. Services like Instacart or Amazon Fresh will deliver right to your Disney resort. You can stock your room with breakfast items, and suddenly you're not spending $75 at breakfast at the food court every morning. Same thing with snacks. You can order granola bars, crackers, trail mix, or other dry snacks, and bring them into the parks with you. That way, you're not rushing to spend money on a Mickey pretzel when your little ones get hungry. And yes, you can bring food and drinks into the park. just no alcoholic beverages and no glass containers. So if you're strategic about ordering groceries to your hotel, you could easily cut your food costs by a third without denying yourself some of those guilty pleasures. Because let's be honest, who doesn't love a Mickey pretzel or some of the other fantastic dining options that Disney's known for? There's another big money saver that some people sleep on: free water. Every quick service restaurant that has a soda fountain will give you a free cup of ice water. There are also water refill stations throughout all 4 theme parks. You don't need to pay the $4.50 for bottled water. Instead, bring a refillable water bottle. Use the refill stations or quick service restaurants. That's an easy $150 plus you can save without any sacrifice. So we have the major categories: where you're going to stay, your tickets, and what you're going to eat. Family A is at $5,255, and Family B is at $6,690. Now, let's talk about some hidden costs that can sneak up on you if you're not prepared. Number 1 is Lightning Lane Multipass. In 2026, Lightning Lane Multipass run about $20 to $45 per person per day, depending on the park and the date. So let's say Family A buys 2 out of the 5 days. At an average of $25 per person per day, that's an extra $100 or an extra $200 for the trip. Family B says, we don't want to wait in line at all, so they buy Lightning Lane Multipasses for every single day. At $25 per day per person, that's an extra $625 for the trip. But do you really need them for every single day? Honestly, we find Lightning Lanes are most beneficial at Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios. Magic Kingdom has the most attractions, which can make it beneficial, and Hollywood Studios has fewer attractions, but many in-demand attractions, such as the Tower of Terror, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, and Slinky Dog Dash. These rides typically can have an hour to 2 hour plus wait, even during off-season. For Animal Kingdom and Epcot, most times you can skip it. Those parks have fewer headliners and more shows and experiences to fill your day, and if you use early entry and hit the big rides early in the day, you can save your money. We also have to factor in airport transportation costs. We're going to assume that if you're staying on Disney property, you're not renting a car, and Disney no longer offers free transportation from MCO. So let's budget $100 for each family for round-trip transportation to the airport. And of course, there are souvenirs. If you're not setting a souvenir budget, you're going to blow hundreds of dollars without realizing it. Plushie toys, a Loungefly mini backpack, Spirit jerseys, of our personal favorites, or going big like lightsabers at Galaxy's Edge. These are awesome keepsakes, but they're also expensive. We recommend giving each child $100 for the trip. That's $200 for both kids. Adults usually spend $100 or at least $150 themselves. So let's call our total souvenir budget for both families $300. You also have to get to Disney World, and for many that means flying to Orlando International Airport or MCO. But of course, where you're flying from will impact the total cost of your airfare. Since we're flying from the East Coast to Orlando in summer of 2026, round-trip tickets are probably going to cost around $300 to $400 per person. So if we estimate $350 per person, that's $1,400 in flights for each family. Don't worry if you haven't been keeping track of the numbers, we've been running the tally for you. So Family A, the budget-conscious family, staying at a value resort, doing mostly quick service, and having base tickets, their pre-flight total cost comes in about $5,855 with all the extras. Now Family B, the experience-focused family, staying at a moderate resort, doing some quick service, table service, and a character dining, and having the park hopper, before flights, with extras, their total cost comes in at $7,715. And that's with no major splurges, no Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, no dessert parties, no building a lightsaber at Galaxy's Edge. These are just normal Disney trip costs in 2026. And let's be honest, that's a lot of money. But here's the thing, people are still going. Families are still saving up and taking their kids. And when you ask them if it was worth it, the answer almost always is yes. Because Disney World isn't just a theme park. It's where your kids get to hug their favorite characters, get immersed in their favorite stories, and where you'll create memories that last forever. And that's worth a lot. Now, we know that was a lot, and you might still feel a little overwhelmed. That's why we're making a special offer just for you. We want to send you a free copy of our Ultimate Disney World Planning Guide, covering all of this and more. It has everything we wish we knew before our first trip to Disney, from booking strategies to insider tips and tricks, and the Disney World loopholes that will save you time and money. Plus, you'll get printable checklists and budget worksheets that will keep you organized. It's 50 plus pages of honest advice based on decades of experience and countless trips to the parks. So scan the QR code on screen or use the link in the description to download your free copy today. Or click or tap on our latest Disney World Tips video right here on YouTube. We share the insider secrets that will keep you one step ahead of everyone else in the parks. That way, your next Disney trip is truly unforgettable.